Hi guys, today's video is about exercise and why exercise is important to maintain a healthy weight. Now, if you've watched any of my previous videos, you'll know I often say that, if you're doing intermittent fasting and you're on a calorie deficit, you don't need to do exercise, which is true. It's not necessary, and it's a relatively small amount of the sort of equation in terms of losing weight. So with exercise, there are a few benefits, and let's go through them. So the main benefit for me is sort of mentally, it makes you a lot more motivated and determined. So if you're dieting and things, if you go and do a good workout, you'll feel better about yourself, you'll feel more motivated to continue, and you'll be less likely to break your diet, to make a mistake on that. Now, excuse me, with the actual calories burnt, exercise just doesn't burn that many calories. You can't outdo a bad diet with exercise, and that's impossible. If you eat 2,000 calories over your daily needs, burning off 2,000 calories is a long, it's a long time to go for a run. It's a huge amount of cardio that you have to do to burn that off. It's not realistic. It will be hours of exercise, high heart rate, cardiovascular sort of exercises, running, swimming. It will be hours, and it's not realistic to expect you to do that. The best option is not to go over your calories, and not to try and outdo it. If you do, just leave that day. So obviously there are many other benefits as well, with exercise, with including it in your diet lifestyle. Now there's two main sort of different types. You've got cardio and then you've got resistance. So cardio is anything that sort of helps with your heart health, and that's why it's called cardio, cardiovascular. It's what increases your heart rate a lot. So we're talking about running fast, swimming, cycling, what else, cardio, rowing, anything that gets your heart rate up very high, running upstairs. There's endless types of cardio, but they're obviously very good for your fitness, for your heart health. You can measure your fitness by seeing when you exercise on certain machines. For example, you can see your heart rate, and as you get fitter, your heart rate won't increase as much. You'll become more efficient. Your heart will become more efficient, and it won't need to beat as many times per minute. To get that oxygen round. You'll be able to deliver the oxygen more efficiently to your muscles, so your heart rate will get lower as you get fitter. When you're very unfit, your heart rate will be extremely high. I used to, when I was very unfit before, my heart rate would sometimes go up to nearly 200 beats per minute, which is extremely high, very dangerous actually. If your heart rate gets that high, then you should probably take it a bit slower on the exercise. But on to the second form of exercise. My favourite form is resistance training, weightlifting, whatever you want to call it. For me, this is the most enjoyable. It's very healthy as well. It makes maintaining weight very easy, just because as you build muscle requires more calories to maintain, and you'll be able to eat more without gaining weight. Basically, it'll increase your daily calories just to maintain that muscle. Now you will need to do it fairly frequently, otherwise you will lose that muscle. The way it is your body will kind of it tries to be efficient basically. So if you're lifting a lot of weights, to save itself energy, it will make you stronger. It will build muscle to make lifting those weights easier, so it's not as much strain on the body, and you require less energy, to lift that amount of weight. That's what the body's trying to do. That's why you increase the weight constantly. So once you can lift 100, 100 kilos on bench press easily, then you boost it up to 110, 120, 130. You just try and get stronger with every month. Try and improve your how much you can lift. Now, as you get to a certain point, the amount you can improve will slow, just because when you're starting off you will see drastic increases in strength. That is only temporary. You won't have built muscle that fast. It's just because you're not used to doing those kind of exercises. So you can see a huge difference from day one, up to the end of the month, 30 days. You'll see that you've improved a huge amount. But then as you get to a certain point after 3 months or so, the amount you improve will be a lot less, and it will be a lot slower, the progress. Now, if you want to build muscle, you need to be on a small calorie, excess of calories you need basically. So if your maintenance 2,000, you need to eat about 2,300 and lift weights, and you'll gain muscle slowly over time, probably about a pound a month, which is probably that's the most reasonable amount you could expect, really. It's not the same as losing weight. Fat is a lot easier to burn. Muscle takes a lot more. It's a lot harder to gain muscle than it is to lose fat. So that's a couple of they're the two different types of exercises, really. Now, another benefit of exercising is it helps you maintain weight a lot easier. So if you've done great on your diet, you've got down to your ideal weight, or healthy weight, whatever it may be, and then it's easy to sort of slip back into old habits, start eating some old foods again. But if you have started exercising and you keep exercising, it will just add up the small amount of calories that you burn per day. That will add up over time, and even if you eat a little bit extra a couple of days, it will cancel itself out. So it makes weight loss a lot easier. Now, let's say you burn on average 100 calories a day in exercise. That's quite low, but that would be like a 10-minute run or something. 10 days, that's 1,000. 30 days, that's 3,000. And as I said before, 3,500 calories is equal to a pound of fat. So just a month of 10 minutes a day on average cardio exercise, that's basically almost the equivalent of losing a pound of fat by itself, without any deficit whatsoever. So it can help stop gradual sort of weight gain over time, which can happen when you're sort of a few calories over your maintenance amount. Exercise will just